Welcome to Woke Mental Wellness presents Windy City Nihilism. This is a 12 Inner Demons homebrew campaign. Cinziak plays Romero Marcus, the targeted. Imris plays Janessa Wallace, the human street medic. Blue plays Ruin, the social media vampire demon. And Cassie is the storyteller, playing the NPCs and the rest of the world. Windy City Nihilism is an urban horror podcast series. We do not shy away from touchy topics in the politics of horror, mental health, games, and life as a person of targeted identities. Series-wide content warnings include violence, manipulation, state surveillance, police, player conflict, gentrification, racism, unwanted romantic gestures, anti-Blackness, sexism, tension, body paralysis, trauma, monstrous forms, complicated relationships, sex, toxic work environments, death, hopelessness, blood, Eldrich horror, colonization, and existential crisis and dread. Please take care of yourself as you listen. And remember, hope and resistance do best in community. Welcome back to our next episode of Woke Mental Wellness presents Windy City Nihilism. Where we last left off, our crew had finally found their first seal and were starting to try to figure out how to disable it. They've encountered a greater demon and a minor demon which was assisting. Ruin has fallen into the depths of their own despair, while Romero is still trying to figure out how to face this particular challenge. Janessa has just arrived on the scene and managed to shake off being plunged into her despair, as we still are awaiting the arrival of Alexis. With that, let's dive back into this story. Romero, Janessa is offering you a hand and trying to coax you away from this situation. Ruin, you hear the faintest of sounds and recognize that it may be Janessa's voice.
I think, there's me and duplicate Romero, I guess. And then there's Ruin, who is nearby. Hearing Janessa say this, and, having just had the, near revelation that maybe this isn't a thing that I need to punch right now, I'm going to try to grab Ruin and leave.
Okay. You go to grab Ruin and leave. And as your arm moves to grab Ruin, your duplicate's arm moves to grab Ruin.
I'm still going to do it, but, now we're here.
You grab Ruin. Where are you grabbing Ruin?
I'm just going to grab the arm closest to me.
You grab the arm closest to you, and so does your duplicate.
Does Ruin feel the arms grabbing them?
You do. You feel something outside of yourself touching you. In this space, it feels like something wrapping around you. But yes, you feel something. And Janessa, you're seeing this happen, of course.
Mm-hmm. It feels like something is wrapping around them, but not a hand, though.
Hard to tell. You did faintly hear Janessa's voice.
It makes, when they feel themselves getting grabbed by something, I think they have the immediate reaction to pull back. But having heard Janessa's voice, I think they will hold on or try to whatever may be grabbing them on the outside.
How do you respond?
They grab back on, and I think they will try to say something like, pull me. I think they will say, pull me, pull. And they will hold on to whatever's holding on to them on the other side tightly.
Okay. I need you to just high or low.
Oh,
So there are two things holding on to you. So
Low.
high or low?
low.
Low. Okay.
Yeah.
If I roll, I'm rolling a d12. If I roll low, it's Romero.
Mm.
If I roll high, you're grabbing the demon.
All right. Let's do it.
7.
Oh my God. Okay.
You grab onto the greater demon and say, pull me. And it does. You feel yourself pulled and starting to sink. This sky around you goes from sad and bleeding to dark. Just dark. Dark in a way that even you, with all your little demon wiles, could not imagine. There is the sense of futility in this pull. Romero, you and Janessa watch as Ruin grabs onto this greater demon's arms and says, pull me. And the demon with a smile obliges. And a void opens. And it starts to pull Ruin into this void.
Well, fuck.
At that point, as Ruin is starting to be pulled into this void, Alexis, following the magic and opening left by Janessa, you've been with Ruin for a time. You're not going into this without some knowledge, and you're able to follow them, and you see your friend, Ruin, being pulled into a dark void that seems to have opened in front of the torso of Romero? But there's another Romero standing next to the Romero with the big dark void in front of it. So Alexis, you have arrived. Romero, you are here watching Ruin latch onto this demon instead of you and being pulled into it. Janessa, you with your arm outstretched, untaken by Romero, untaken by Ruin, are watching this scene happen.
I think when I see the demon pulling Ruin, I think there's a level of authority that may be unfamiliar to Romero and definitely to Alexis, because we've just met, that comes over Janessa in this moment. I kind of draw myself up and I basically like turn round on the demon, and I look at them and I say, let him go now. And I would like to make, I don't know what test this would be. I don't know if that's social. I'm not trying to drag Ruin away. I'm very much just trying to get them to stop and at least focus their attention on me. So similar to the energy with the kids that I exhibited earlier today, but a lot more pissed off and not.
Okay. You say this to this greater demon, and as Ruin continues to bit by bit be swallowed into this void, looks at you and says, no. But you can join.
I said, I think I'm going to look at them and I'll say, you're not the first asshole to try to get me to join a shady operation, and you're definitely not going to be the last, but no thank you. And I'm going to basically grab onto Ruin from behind, and I'm not a very strong girl, but I'm like, if you're not gonna let him go willingly, then I'm gonna do something about it.
Meanwhile, I'm over here yelling at Ruin, being like, being pulled. Ruin, no, wrong lever. You are pulling the wrong lever. Ruin! Like the greater demon isn't just standing right there, a whole portal to the yawning void.
And Romero, as you shout this, the greater demon looks from Janessa to you and smiles and says, in a mock urgency of your voice, Romero, you could save them. Trade.
Nope, absolutely not. That's not what we're doing today. And I'm just behind Ruin. I fully grabbed onto them from behind. And I'm just still holding on and just like pulling.
And they're just slowly grabbing. They've grabbed Ruin, right? That's what's happening here. Ruin is grabbed.
Ruin stops moving into the void for a moment as this demon looks to you, Romero, and says, you could save her. They need you. Just trade.
I kind of look at the greater demon for the briefest of moments with that black ass expression of really, and just go, dead ass.
You hear back in the same tone, same voice, dead ass.
And I'm just looking at what? Excuse me?
I just look at Janissa, and there is what I think Janissa would be able to realize as the smallest spark of mischief.
What?
And then I go, sometimes you just have to go along with things. So you're going to let him go, right?
And again, in your voice, Romero, you hear, I'm going to let him go.
So I look at Ruin.
Ruin looks kind of out of it, being halfway in, halfway out of this portal. You do notice there seems to be another person here.
So I take a moment and I make sure to leave just enough space that I'm just outside of this amount of reach. Like I move the length of my arm away from this demon and then stretch my arm out like, okay. Like about halfway out to see if they're actually going to let go of Ruin.
Okay. You say, okay, and you hold your arm out, quick as lightning. You're holding your own hand and Ruin is on the ground. This demon looks at you and transforms into a familiar form.
Now, while that familiar form is there, I look at Ruin and Janissa and go, take him and go.
Anna looks at you holding your hand and says, I know we can do so much together if we just follow the right steps.
I am just flabbergasted in this moment. If Ruin's on the floor, I assume I'm on the floor because I was holding on to Ruin and basically just dead weight. So but we're both on the ground right now.
Alexis has run to join the two of you on the ground for sure.
So I think I'm standing over Ruin and I have my hands on them, but I'm also looking up at Romero like in absolute confusion because I'm like, I think I know what Romero's trying to do, but in my head I'm like, but this thing is really fucking strong and you know what? So I'm just like frantic in this moment. Like, don't do this. You can't say yes to things like this. It never goes well.
I look at Janice and go, it's all right. They just asked for a handshake. Take Ruin and go.
But go where? I don't even know how the hell we got here or how to get back. What?
Yeah, we're not. No, Alexa's like on the ground, like one like right hand over like Ruin's side, and their other hand will grab like Romero that is like dangling by his side.
Alexis, this is not the time. And besides, I've had to deal with this same Zoom meeting every morning for the last few years. I'll be fine. In fact, I'll be right behind you. But I need you all to go.
Romero, I need you to roll with a malice die a TN9 check in order to communicate directly and clearly in this moment
with this creature here. Mm-hmm.
With this creature here. With the ability to just be quiet and let someone with more power, more resources, more years of experience, they could be the ones to speak these things. You could just go quiet and let someone else take care of this.
Is this a physical test or a social, or is this a resistance check?
This is resistance because this is against your trauma.
Okay.
This is the seal.
Okay. With a malice die, but I only have what is it? Is it 3 die plus whatever number you have in that stat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm guessing this is one of those, I just tell you what the lowest number is. The lowest number is a 2. Which is sad because the highest was a 10.
You start to say these things. Tell me what familiar feeling washes over you as you start to get that shutdown that you're so used to.
I think what that shutdown looks like is me trying to tell them to go, and when it's just like it's not registering, people aren't moving, it is just the part where you we're gonna have to talk about that, I guess. The part where you just kind of dissociate for a second and go into autopilot. So instead of me being like, I really need y'all to do this, it's like me looking at them, and then it goes from this very look of we're being very impassioned about talking to just a very calm, blank expression. The one that you always have to wear to just get through things.
Janessa, Alexis, Ruin, as you are starting to come to, you see this change, this shutdown happen as you all don't move, don't leave, don't listen to Romero. And this woman's form, this Anna, this demonic version of Anna, steps, still holding on to Romero's hand, but steps in front of Romero where you can't see that blank, calm look on their face anymore. She looks at you all with a smile and says, well, I thank you all for coming, but I think at this point in time, we really need to regroup and think of some new strategies. So if you all would just leave.
I think Alexis pulls back their hand and glares up at this individual and kind of tries to lean over past him to look at Romero. And they'll say, if this is what you really want,
you
we'll
can't
go.
see Romero. Anna, as you try to lean, this figure also kind of leans their body, and their body gets just a little bit wider.
I would like to use one of my competencies if I can use that at the moment.
Okay.
So while they're having this talk, I can hear them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Most of this is without words. There is just a snapping noise, like the snapping of a finger, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use my escape artist competency.
What's that?
I can exchange 1 point of stress to immediately free myself from grabs, constricted spaces, or movement impairment.
Okay.
Including handcuffs.
Okay. Mark that stress. What is your stress to?
Oh God, where is the character sheet?
Because I think you took some damage last time too, right?
Yeah. I think in this moment, I am just like, one, accepting begrudgingly what's happening in front of me, and also looking around frantically for any kind of exit. Like, I have no idea really how I got here and how we would even get back. But I guess I'm just trying to see if there's a door.
Could my street smarts ability help with this?
Okay, here we are. I have not marked any stress so far, so that's good.
Okay, so that takes you from 10 to 9.
Okay.
Janessa, you're looking around and you know that where you slipped into this area was behind where you're at now. And that seems to be where Alexis slipped into, but you can't quite, like, it looks pretty smooth. There might be a little, like, shimmer of the atmosphere, but there's not, like, a door.
I'm just going to look at Ruin and I'm going to say, get up, get up, get up. And I'm going to start kind of, like, pulling them to their feet. And I'm just in this moment, I'm thinking, I think I have, like, the thought crosses my mind in this moment. We're leaving again, but we always come back. We always come back. So I'm like, basically just not even really privy to this exchange that's happening between Romero and Alexis. I'm just in that place of like questioning whether or what I'm doing is the right thing. But I'm just reminding myself, like, you always come back. You always come back. And like pulling Ruin towards where I see that shimmering.
As you say, you're saying, I always come back. I always come back. I think that faintly you see just the faintest waft through fog clouds that kind of roll past where that shimmer that you were aiming for was, and you see the faces of Amina and Ola, as you say, always come back. And something faint in the back of your mind says, no, you don't. Romero, tell me how this escape artist works.
It's one of those things where it's just rehearsed, because with so many situations where you would be on like the front lines of a protest and people try to reach out and grab you unawares and pull you into situations or pull you off the street or into corners or just away from your comrades, you learn a couple of things about where to place your arms in a way that if you do like a quick turn, it gives you a second to get away from this person before they do things. You spend time on YouTube tutorials being like, here's what a standard pair of handcuffs looks like, and here's how you escape from them if you're ever in that situation, because you never know when you're going to be in that situation. And that is the thing that is like so background rehearsed that Romero just does. Especially hearing Alexis be like, well, if this is what you wanted, we could just leave you here. And not being able to tell them, this is why I wanted you to just go. So there is, in the middle of all of this, there is a mixture of not for probably particularly fun emotions that are probably going to come up the moment they get out of here. But that's what he does. He waits until a moment that the grip of this demon feels like it has relaxed for a second, not aware that he can just leave. And then he just does. Steps just like behind this demon, but steps about a foot to a side.
As this demon is distracted, watching your friends go, thinking that it has you where it wants you, and you just maneuver out of its grasp. That version of Anna that was gently holding you again kind of whirls on you and looks like you again, always running. You'll never accomplish anything that way.
The only response from Romero at that moment, after all of this, is just like a cold and stony silence.
As you embrace silence, I guess I'll see you again some other time. Do you all leave?
I've been pulling Ruin towards that towards that area for like the whole time I've been, I think, in this moment so internally preoccupied, especially, with just thinking those thoughts, right, of just leaving the situation, and leaving someone in a high stress situation after I just left someone in a high stress situation. I think I've just been focusing on getting Ruin out of here, just doing what I've been told and getting Ruin out of here.
If I see Alexis, when the demon says that, if I see Alexis, I just tilt my head in the direction that Janissa is moving, and then I start walking in that direction. And I think what's noticeable about this situation, especially because Alexis is here to see it, is that I am just like moving like I could have just been walking through town trying to get to a bus stop. Like there seems to be nearly a lack of urgency. Like we're just going. I'm tired. And a little bit angry, but mostly tired.
Alexis' mouth just like opens and closes a couple of times, and they're like looking between Romero, looking between Janissa and Ruin, and is feeling panicked, and also like on edge, like looking at this other thing, this entity. But when they feel Ruin like being dragged, I think they help with that. They maybe like grab the legs. I feel like Ruin's form is all like goopy Howl, when Howl is like all melty in front of his fireplace from Howl's Moving Castle. That's kind of their vibe right now. So yeah, just trying to help Janissa take Ruin out of here, but like definitely looking over their shoulder at this greater demon to make sure it doesn't try anything funny.
Okay. Romero, as you move to go back with your friends, moving in this hurried but unperturbed nature, this still kind of out of it angry combination, I think you look into your own face as this greater demon smiles and says, "You can't have dreams frozen, but your fear's delicious. I guess we'll be seeing each other again." I need everyone to roll a TN7 fear test.
I got a 7.
Okay, you pass.
Yeah, I've got rank 2 in psychic, so I think I get.
I'll let that work.
I think I am. What is
it? I'll let you bump up to 4 D10. Take the highest. At least one needs to be above a 7, or a 7 or above. Meets it, beats it.
That is the highest of the 10.
My highest is a 9. My lowest is a 2.
All right.
Is unflappable.
Is that Alexis or Ruin?
That is Alexis. And for Ruin, okay. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have anything that will help me with these rolls. For Ruin, they rolled a 1 and a 6.
Okay. Ruin, upon failing, you're still going to be able to leave with the help of your friends, but you're going to lose 2 more grip.
Okay.
Alexis succeeded. Janessa fully succeeded with a 10. And Romero also succeeded. So, as you all leave, you see this shimmer and you pass through it, and the cold dread of this place, you phase back into the warm day, the warm midday sun of Chicago. And you find yourself in this community garden, and there on the wall is a mirror. And as you all pass out of it, the crack that had formed seals up, and the mirror is there in front of you again.
We're gonna have to come back and deal with that.
I think as soon as we pass back into our world, everyone just sees me kind of stumble and like dry heave for a moment. And then I kind of stand up and turn around to everyone. I don't say anything, but I think you can get the sense that if I were to say anything, if I were to attempt to open my mouth in this moment, I would just burst into tears. So I'm just standing there, just looking at everyone, but not really looking at anyone.
How does Romero look in this moment?
Aware of their surroundings, hasn't said a word, has probably barely blinked in the time that they've been outside. Also, hands Janessa a bottle of water.
I think I just reach for it, and you can see, just for the briefest moment, as I'm grabbing it from you, that my hand is shaking so bad.
I think Alexis is like, I don't know what the hell happened in there, but clearly some fucked shit happened in there. And still holding Ruin in their arms. I think Alexis is like, nobody, you guys don't look like you're doing too hot. And that's okay. I honestly don't know what happened or what I can do to help, but if I can show up for you guys in a way, please let me know how. But maybe we should just go home and rest for right now.
Question for the GM: how much time has passed since we've been gone?
Strangely, it seems like very little. It seems as though the time that you spent in that space, the space having not been destroyed, there no time at all. The time that it took, well, some time, because obviously Janessa, it took you some time to get here. Alexis, it took you some time to get here. But from the time Alexis came in, which was really only a couple minutes after Janessa, from there, it seems as though not much time at all has passed. It's still the afternoon. The sun is, starting to get lower in the sky, but is still out warming this space. Seems after school hours, close to dinner.
Also another question for the GM. Ruin is now at 3 grip.
Ooh. Yeah.
Right. Is it a way to recover that?
Resting or healing?
Okay.
Maybe you're right, Alexis. You should go home.
So the next day, you'll be able to get half of your maximum grip back. So your max is 10, and so you'll resting overnight, you'll get 5 back.
Okay, cool.
And so you'll be back to 8. You won't be full health, but you'll be back to 8.
I'm going to look at my phone.
There's a message.
Okay.
You have a text message from Joanne, and it reads, "Hey girl, I don't know how you got these folks over here so fast, but the kids love them."
Who? I think I typed that out so fast.
You get a message back, and it says, "Girl, what do you mean? I thought you sent that community group over. What's his name? He said his name was Ola. Said he's a friend."
I think the feeling of dread that overtakes me in this moment is beyond what I can contain. I fully vomit. I think I throw up. That what I was trying to hold back before, you all just see me turn and just throw up in the grass. And I shove my phone and the water bottle in my bag. I like wipe my mouth. I am so like my brain, my mind is moving a mile a minute in this moment. I just look at everyone. I'm like, I have to go right now. And I literally just take off running, like full sprint to get to any street, any place. I am just fully sprinting at this point back to the school.
Alexis is so confused. They watch it and they're like, "Just are you?" And Janice is like, "I have to go." Hold on, and they just see her take off. See them take off, and shit. She's looking back now at Romero once Janessa is too far to see. And what are you about to do?
You should take Ruin home.
I am. Do you want me to go?
I'm gonna go home.
Okay.
And then Romero starts to turn and goes, "Are you going to be okay to make it home?"
Alexis looks down at goopy Ruin and then looks back up at Romero, and they just kind of shrug. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll check on you later. And they try to pull Ruin across, over a shoulder.
Ruin at this point is surprisingly light. It's almost as though whatever makes them material, makes them able to interact with the world, some of that has just dissipated. It's a simple matter to haul what's left of Ruin up and start to move, almost as though picking up a small, scared child. They weigh so little in this moment.
Alexis just kind of mutters to himself, what the fuck happened? And they go home.
Alexis and Ruin make their way home. Janessa sprinting.
Yeah, as I'm sprinting, literally, I'm in that place where you're doing stuff, but you're doing stuff before even thinking. As I'm running, I go and I'm fumbling back in my bag to take my phone back out, because I'm in my head, my mind is just racing, how the fuck. So I'm going through my call log. I'm going through my text messages. Did I black out and text these niggas? How did this happen? I'm literally frantically searching through my text thread. the message on the phone, Signal, WhatsApp, every messaging system that I have to like try to figure out what happened.
You remember a conversation as you were leaving with Joanne? Yeah, I'll send some folks, saying that you'd figure it out. You'd get more staffing. There are no messages. There are no calls. You did not miss anything. At least nothing you did, but something changed. As you run, something does occur to you. The school's closed. The kids have gone home. Joanne wouldn't be there. Do you keep running?
I think when that occurs to me, I stop dead in my tracks. Like, I just feel my blood turn to ice. Like, my heart seizes up in my chest. And I'm just standing in the middle of the sidewalk, like, frozen, shaking. I take out my phone. I call Joanne. Like, I think I just hit the little phone icon in our text thread.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like holding my breath.
The call rings. And it rings. And it rings. And it goes to voicemail. And you get a text message. Sorry, little busy. Can we talk later?
When I look at the phone and I see the text message, I immediately look up thread. What time did the message from Joanne, the previous one, come through? How long ago was it?
About 20 minutes after you left.
Okay. I'm just gonna text her back. Okay, sure. I'll see you tomorrow. And I think I'm gonna close out that message, go over to the group chat that I have with Alexis and Romero, and I'm just gonna go in to share my location. Like, I'm just gonna turn on location sharing in the group chat. And I think I'm just gonna start just slowly walking home. But I'm not even paying attention, really. I'm just fully on autopilot because my mind is spiraling right now.
Dazed, spiraling. Janessa also starts to head home. Romero, you turn and you start to leave this garden, that mirror catching your reflection as you walk by. Where are you going?
I am going back to my apartment. I pick up coffee along the way.
Do you get it from Celestial Money or somewhere else?
No, some smaller local place on the way home.
We'll say robust, small, local, black.
There is probably a bit of concern when I get there. People are friendly, enthusiastic at the coffee shop, and I, by nature, am somber and mostly quiet, so much so that they have to ask me to repeat things a couple of times. And make my way home. I finish the coffee and I just sit on the couch, and there's various posters, paintings, and all this other stuff of influential people and other like personal heroes to Romero. He just stares at the wall. He doesn't doesn't do any of the normal things that he does at home. Doesn't like listen to music on the phone, doesn't turn on socials. There isn't a sound to be heard at the house.
Empty in your mind, just there. Frozen, catatonic. You don't even notice your phone. There's no music coming from it when Janessa shares her walk home location. And I think that is where we end this episode. Thank you for listening to Woke Mental Wellness Presents Windy City Nihilism, a 12 Inner Demons homebrew podcast. This podcast has been made possible in part thanks to a grant from Diversity Saves. Episodes are edited by Marissa Ewing of Hemlock Creek Productions. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a review and tell your friends. If you want to help financially, you can visit the Woke Mental Wellness Ko-Fi listed in the show notes. Take care, and remember, hope and resistance do best in community.